Hello and welcome back to Hello to Healing. I'm one of your hosts, Michaela, and Michelle's here too.
I
And uh,
am.
and we're here today to talk about why does energy healing matter? So, Michelle, go ahead and start us off. What do you think? Why does it matter?
So I just kind of want to review what we've talked about as specifically last week, that we are all energy and that we are affected by frequencies waiting to be transformed. So we looked at energy. We talked about the fact that it's everywhere and we are part of it. Nature's part of it. The universe is part of it. And that's what's beautiful about it. So just kind of reviewing that whole thing, and that is a very important concept to energy healing itself. I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that.
Yeah, just kind of recapping that our cells and everything are vibrating at a specific frequency. They have a vibration. And when those cells are out of alignment, right, they're out of homeostasis, they create disruption within our bodies, which is a reflection of problems physically within our bodies. So I don't know if have you ever had like a physical ailment and utilizing energy healing? Have you seen any changes within yourself?
I can tell you a thing that my sister recently experienced. She has actually, I'm not sure if it was a brown recluse or what kind of spider it was, but a spider bite on her right hand, and has been dealing with this for the last couple of weeks. And it's the tissue doesn't look that great. And then just 2 days ago, she came for a session in the Harmonic egg. And also we applied, I call it bee glue, which is propolis, which is for bees. It is the glue that covers their hive, that protects it from invaders, bacteria, viruses, all that kind of thing. So when it's put on your skin, it does its wonder as well. So one session in the egg and a little bit of this miraculously changed this whole wound. It is just, and she's calling me and saying, no, I can't believe this. It just looks so much better. And that is a true example to me of energy healing. Those cells are straightened out and they're loving themselves and they know what the right thing to do to heal this wound. So that's
Yeah.
just a blessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Changes in the body
yes.
itself when you're
Yes. And
applying.
we didn't go to antibiotics. We didn't do any of those normal things that Western medicine would have had us do. And I know she feels so much better that it was done this way. There's definitely less side effects from not having to use antibiotics. So it was a transformation,
Right.
absolutely a physical transformation. So
Right.
really need to watch, and confirmation to both me and her and everyone else that this stuff works. It really
Right.
does work. So
Yeah, the same thing
yeah.
too. When I'm doing the emotion code for people, usually after every session, the my client always says that they feel lighter, they don't feel as heavy, they feel more at peace. Even some of them feel a little tired because there is definitely a shifting going on within your cells itself, and you might not physically see instant changes, right? But over time, there are emotional changes and there can be physical releases too. One of my clients, she complained about having some hip problems, and doing a few sessions together, she says it's not even remotely close to what it used to be. And she is just astounded by the shifts and changes that can happen through energetic
It's
healing itself. So it definitely, you might not see it at first, but it definitely has significant changes over time through my experience.
Well, you physically feel that energy shift when you're doing the emotion code on your own body.
Right.
You feel those energy changes, and you get warm, sometimes you get tired. So that goes back to we all have these fields that interact with each other, and the
Mhm.
energy flows
Mhm.
between them. So
Mhm.
it's just miraculous. I think it's a miraculous thing. And
Yep.
once you know it and understand it, it's like an aha moment.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Well, so we're kind of touching base on, energy itself, but also change, like the changes that the world is going through right now when it comes to the communities and our planet and our societies itself. So, what do you see these changes when it comes to like energy healing, things like that?
Well, I think we all can agree that it is time for a change. We need change. And my feeling is, with energy, you increase your energy levels or frequencies, as you may call it, on the planet. You increase the positivity that's here. You increase that love of self. You increase the love you have for others, as well as respect for others. You increase the love for the planet. You begin to see how wonderful the planet is and how much it can provide for us, not tearing things down. So we definitely need some change on our planet and within ourselves. And energy is a huge component of that. I am in big hopes that the frequency of this planet is rising, and that the humans are rising with it, putting the harmony and peace on it that we so desperately need right now. So it is time for a change.
Mhm.
Definitely. I
Have
think you
you?
probably can see that when you travel. You have been to so many different places on this planet. Um, just kind of relate to us what you have seen.
Yeah, well, there's definitely, I mean, there's always been kind of these smaller communities of people that dabble in the energy healing and those kinds of things, but I definitely notice a shift in changing in people's mindset towards energy healing and these types of modalities itself. One of the things that my husband and I talk about a lot is when we even see television, and they were filming, let's say in the 90s, and how they would look at people and place people that had this more spirituality and more this personality where they were kind of embracing this spiritual self or their soul and talking about it more verbally. And television and things always kind of placed them like they were crazy, like they were insane or ridiculous to be talking about those things. And I feel like for a long time, it's been suppressed. We've been suppressed to having knowledge or even, dabbling in this kind of thing because we fear this societal, blame or this uncertainty or hatred even towards you, because you are expressing this interest or your thoughts about this types of energetic healing. So, through my travels, I can definitely say I've seen shifts in, when I talk about what I'm doing, like my energy healing. People are more curious how it works instead of kind of just shoving it or pushing it away and not really interested at all. And definitely a lot more communities, I can say, with a lot more activities when it comes to sound healing. Living in the Dominican Republic, there were a lot of different communities that were embracing this spiritual self, going into caves, having this amazing light and sound vibrations just echoing through the caves and kind of joining together in a community. And even my husband and I did this one sound bath healing, and he never did that before, neither did I. And they had us dancing in a circle. And it was kind of like this connection you were having with these strangers. And it was uncomfortable feeling, but also kind of a fun experience, kind of understanding that we are all together and we're all one, and clearing in these visions you would kind of have during the ceremony with one of the shamans doing this sound healing in the like this tropical forest. So really, really cool stuff that's been going on, and definitely shifting and changing mindset about energy healing itself, and
Yep.
more open-mindedness for sure.
People are opening up. They are
Yeah,
opening up to the concepts. So it's great. It's wonderful.
yeah,
It's where we need to be. That's
yeah,
the
of course.
change that needs to happen, most definitely.
Yeah.
Uh,
So when
another thing that in energy healing, why it matters is ultimately you are the one responsible for your own health. Stop waiting for a doctor to fix you. It's time. It's time that you step up to be responsible for you. Absolutely. We need to realize that, especially in the United States, we are very dependent on, I'll give you a pill to take care of this. And what happens is you think if you don't get a pill, whether it's an antibiotic or a pain pill or something to help you relax, if you're not offered that, then you're not getting anything. So it's time that you realize that your body is so wonderful that there are other ways to take care of yourself. Most definitely. I mean, I was in emergency medicine for a very long time. And there were times I know we would give someone a pill or a shot for something when they didn't need that. They really didn't need it, but it made them happy because they got something that they thought that they deserved, because I'm hurting or whatever. So, I think we really need to come down to the fact of you are responsible for your own well-being. So,
what was your experience? I mean, working in the medical field for so long, right? You worked for how many years?
about 45 years, over 40 years as a nurse.
Yeah, that's a
Before I
long
started
time.
this. Yeah. Like I said before, I was in the job of illness, not wellness, so, and not empowering people to heal themselves. It's an inside job, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Healing comes from within. So with that, you got to take personal responsibility for it. Once you take personal responsibility and someone else isn't telling you, take this or do that, and you look for ways to make it better for you and you personally, it changes it completely. It definitely does. And energy healing is a very personal thing.
it is very personal because it's just based off of you itself, and there's not going to be something that's, it's very individualized, rather than like Western medicine where they just put you in categories and they just put you with whatever,
Right.
diagnose you with whatever they've consistently seen. But at the same time, like, everyone's body is different. Everyone is at their own frequency, at their own pace, at their own place, and are experiencing something that some might relate to, but at the same time, like, it's very individualized where you're at. So what are some of the things when it comes to maybe working in the medical field, when you were first educated, what were you taught when dealing with people going into the hospitals?
I was basically taught that big pharma and medications were the answer, definitely. And I think most physicians are taught that. I don't think our medical system today is advocating for your well-being, and I don't think it has all the answers. You know, I think they're doing what they were taught, which is big pharma. That's what you're taught, or you're taught, let me do a procedure on you. Let me remove something or take a piece of this to look at it. And I'm not saying that those things are not necessary. I think in some ways they could be. But I think we need to also look at and expand our thinking to energy healing. Um, you know, Physicians, as well as myself, we take an oath to do no harm. That is your oath. You are to advocate for your client, for people in general, and you are to do no harm. And I think over the last 3 years, we have seen from so much what has gone on this planet, that you're questioning perhaps some of that. So that is something that definitely we need to look at. I think we need to take physicians kind of off the pedestal. I know that we put them on a pedestal in the United States, and I'm not denying that they have lots of education. They do. They have done a lot to get where they're at, but they don't have all the answers. They truly don't. But they also can't say to you that they may not know. They're always going to come up with something. But what you have to ask is, does that something that they're telling you to do resonate with you? And is it really completely advocating for you? The biggest thing I say to people is, when you go into a doctor's office, how long did they spend with you? Did they listen to you? Do they hear what you have to say, and do they come up with a plan that involves you? Or are they just directing you, do this? This is what I told you to do. So is that advocating? I don't know. I know my job as a nurse is to advocate for the patient. And there were some times perhaps I didn't agree with something a physician would say to do, but I am going to advocate for what I felt was best for the patient or for the client. And I think if you have a different idea and want to go that direction, if they're advocating for you, they should say, well, that might not be something I know much about, but it could be tried, and maybe in conjunction with something that they are doing. They need to listen to what you have to say. That is so very important. So, those, I think, are things that we need to think about when we're expanding into the concepts of energy healing. Plus, the other thing is physicians and nurses have no training in this. They have very little training in homeopathic type of things, or herbs, or nutrition. So they don't know. So if you don't know, maybe you should have a connection with someone that might, and to say, well, maybe you could try this. That's advocacy. I don't know about it, but this person does. Here, contact them. So I'm hoping that more and more physicians start to expand themselves and expand into the concepts of energy healing. I know that's going to happen. I really do know that will happen. I hope it's sooner than later. So
the one thing that I was thinking about too, that when you were speaking about that, is when people don't understand about energy, or these types of modalities of healing or energy healing itself, they kind of reject it, or they're scared of it. There's some
yes, they're
hesitancy.
very, very fearful of it.
Mhm.
Yes. That it has this, and that comes back again to where our Western medical has gone, well, that's kind of woo-woo or voodoo or whatever, because they don't understand it.
Mhm.
I am here to say that quantum physics has opened the door for energy healing, and it cannot be denied. It cannot be denied by physicians. It's out there and it has to be explained.
Mhm.
So I think that that's going to change. Again, I say to people, are they advocating for you? Are they listening to you? And unfortunately, what I see happening is it's not that they don't want to take care of you, they don't have the time.
Yeah.
We're kind of like cattle. You get
Mhm.
herded in, get herded out, maybe you get 15 minutes.
Mhm.
And that isn't always the fault of the physician. I guess they could do their practice a little bit different, but again, that removes a monetary gain, which, I understand that. So, where does it all fall? I don't know.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yeah.
So that's another whole component. So, I
Yeah.
think another thing that has to do with energy healing is, and we talked a little bit about it, is it's an inside job. As I say, you are who you've been waiting for. Let the energy flow.
Mhm.
You're
Right.
who you're waiting for. You have that capacity. You were born with it. It's
Yeah.
in you.
We're
It's
born
in
to have healthy bodies. Like this is not.
exactly. Yes, you were given that capacity when you were born. And along the way, we get exposed to things out in our environment that affect our body and our cells. Yep, it's there. Can't get away from it. You greet it every day in different ways. But you have the capacity to make that change. So once you understand that, and perhaps look at things that take that energy and intensify it and can put it into position to where it is vitalizing you, the changes do happen. They definitely do happen. So you have that power within you.
Mhm.
You
Which
you
exactly is a reflection of our business itself, the power within wellness, right?
Yep.
That is the reason also we've created this, is to help people realize that you've always had the ability to heal yourself based on a lot of different factors, your mindset, and
Absolutely.
understanding that energy and that your thoughts are a key factor that are reflecting back on your body's physical health as well. And when you have a mindset that you're sick or you're unwell, and you consistently hold that thought, those thoughts are emulating a vibration out within your cells that are also being around you. So not only are you internalizing this energy of I'm sick, I'm not getting well, but you are also attracting that experience based off of what
Yes.
you're emitting.
Yes. Absolutely. It's kind of a universal law of attraction.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That, and you can't deny it. I mean, that exists in our universe, uh, in everything. So that is there. And the biggest thing that we have is thoughts or things, and they create whatever it is that you're asking for. So, again, what do you give your attention to? What do you energize? What do you put energy into? So those are all things that are part of this why energy healing matters. Your body is miraculous. It knows what to do for itself.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely 100% knows what to do. You don't need that pill to make it different. it knows what to do. If you put the energy in alignment, it will do it. There's no doubt about it. So
even when you talk though, thinking about music, right? Like if you're kind of having a bad day or kind of feeling low, you think about it, you just listen to music and it changes your emotions, which essentially is changing the vibration within your body in itself. And it can change the mindset too, based off of what you are listening to on a conscious and then on a subconscious level too.
yep, that's what the harmonic egg is about. That's what it does. It changes that. So, I mean, I saw today a little thing also about what they call med beds. It's going to be amazing when that is provided for people, but I know that the harmonic egg is that already. It just is. I mean, it's the future of medicine. Frequencies are the future of medicine. That's where the healers are going to be. And we're changing that one little bit at a time. And I truly believe our job, Michaela, is to be out there to educate people so that they understand and that they will come to see that for themselves. That this is their opportunity to create that inside job, for sure. Absolutely.
And to be also, one of the things that I think energy healing really requires is the intention of going into something like a harmonic egg session or emotion code session. Even when you're meditating, to hold that conscious thought of what you would like to take away from that experience. And we are shifting and changing, becoming more conscious creators. And that is a huge thing, because in my experience traveling all over the world, I can tell you that most people are just going and, in this constant repetition state. They're not consciously choosing this experience. They are in this environment where it's reinforcing what their actions are. And it's a constant state. And honestly, people that I've seen are living, very poorly or in a horrendous environment, and they're content with it, or they don't like it, but they're just, give up on what they can do. And the truth is what your thoughts are within yourself will send out a message to the universe. And with that is your intention. That's what intention is. And holding that intention is a key factor too. So what are some other types of energy healing or healing in itself that you can do? What would you say?
Well, we've talked about the harmonic egg. We've talked about the emotion code. Some people use sound bowls. If you've never done that, it's an incredible experience to do that sound healing. Tibetan bowls, I'm just telling you, it's been around forever. So it's something that is a tremendous healing. If you have the opportunity to do it, do it. It's an incredible thing. We have people that are Reiki healers that are out there that are providing healing as well. I'm not real knowledgeable about that, but that is definitely energy healing as well.
I think
let me think
also meditation is
absolutely
too. I personally,
but we have to learn how to do that, Michaela. A lot of people don't know that you need to take quiet time. You need to have quiet time, and it doesn't have to be 30 minutes. It can be 5. It can be 2 minutes sitting at your desk. When something hits you that just zaps you, you need an energy shift. And it's not taking an energy drink. You need an energy shift, which is a mindset change. So that is quiet time. It's an inside job. Go within. I mean, people need to be taught that, but it's not that hard to do. It's just, as you say, creating that consciousness awareness that this is the best way to handle that. You know, it's the beauty of empowering people. I just think it's magnificent. I really feel that that's, as an energy healer, that is my job, is to empower you to realize that your body is a magnificent energy temple, and that once you realize that, it's going to heal itself. It really truly is. So that's, as an energy healer, that's, to me, that's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, meditation is a huge key factor. And being someone that does meditate, I can say that it really is, the purpose is putting your mind at peace and allowing all the noise to kind of just be put away for at least a moment, and internalizing and checking in with yourself and putting your body back in this homeostasis, at least for a little while, and changing your mindset too, rewiring and refiring this
Well,
thoughts.
that 10 minutes at the end of a harmonic egg session is exactly that. It's that quiet moment. And I'm going to tell you, for most people, it's the hardest. It is the hardest, just to sit with yourself, be quiet, and bless yourself. A lot of people don't know how to bless themselves, right? I mean, you see that, I'm sure, in life coaching, that the biggest problem is loving yourself. Again, an inside job, right? So, you know, and that also is part of energy healing, is learning to love yourself. I think that's also a key component. If you love yourself, why would you ever harm it? Why would you harm yourself? You, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you know, if you're truly understand that. And you know what? You got to remind yourself every day. It's like you just have to say, oh yeah, that's true. So, and then you run into something that changes that mindset. So, and we talked about mindset. So,
Yeah,
that's,
I think that pretty much covers a lot of this inside job, is understanding that it's all within your mind too. And understanding that your thoughts create your experiences, and what
I
you hold
agree.
on to is the result of your reality that you see. So shifting and changing and rewiring your thoughts, which is easier said than done, but when you're able to shift your continuous and constant thoughts on a conscious level, is the point that you're shifting those thoughts on a subconscious level. Because imagine if you're looking at a tree, right? The roots are what's contributing and giving life to the rest of the tree. And so our thoughts on a subconscious level, they begin when we're very young, and it grows the rest of the tree. Now, if we need to shift and change those thoughts, we're going to have to start with where we're at and build and work down to those roots and understand where are these thoughts coming from. And it's the roots of what make us who we are. And that's the thing that's scary for people, is realizing that they might have to revisit some things that aren't the best. But it's not about like therapy, you know, revisiting and experiencing those things again. It's about identifying and releasing them by accepting them and letting them go, because they no longer serve you anymore with where you want to go and where you want to shift. So
that's part of empowerment. It is. That's what helps empower you and make that energetic change. It's all a part of it. So, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
The power within wellness.
Absolutely.
Well, so if anyone is curious about learning more about what the harmonic egg is, go ahead and take a look at the links below. Also, you can visit our website, our Power Within Wellness .com, and also emotion code sessions are available there with more information on our website. And also our social media and our Instagram is powerwithinwellness.usa. So if you have any questions, please message us directly, and we'd love to see you come in for sessions.
Absolutely. We are here for you. We are here to empower you.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.